Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And today we're going to talk about the three most powerful things that you can implement into your life to change your life. As a person who grew up pretty much not liking anything about myself, except for when I was like about 12 years old, I had a person I trusted very much tell me that I had pretty eyes that lit up when I smiled. And so I always knew I had pretty eyes. But I just really didn't like myself. I didn't think I was pretty. I didn't think I was like worth anything. Like I couldn't deny certain talents because they were pretty obvious, but I just didn't consider myself all that amazing or important or valuable or anything like that. A few years ago, I took a goal attainment course, and it was a 13-week course, and we had to set reachable goals, and we had to take actions on those goals, and talked about all the different kind of tools, a bunch of stuff to support us in achieving our goals, and that included a healing technique, kind of a belief work stuff, so that we could actually believe we could do our goal. And I added in some of my tools to it, and I chose my goal, and I still look back and I think in so many ways this was not attainable, but that was perfect for me. I chose to love myself, and that's when I decided during that 13-week course, that's when I decided that I was beautiful and how crazy it was with myself. Basically, what I did was take different aspects of myself, and I did things like Ho'oponopono, I did some belief work, and I did my implemented my three favorite tools, which are actually found kind of in Ho'oponopono. So if you've not heard of Ho'oponopono, it is like something, I think it's from Hawaii, and it's what I know of it, I don't think I have a full grasp on it, but what I know of it is based on the idea that everything that we see out around us is what we have within ourselves. So as we express these four statements that come from Ho'oponopono, we're expressing them as something outside of us, which also is then expressing it at the part of us inside of us. I do use it directly on myself as well as outside of us. It's not something I use a lot, only when I feel prompted to. But I use similar phrases. So Ho'oponopono phrases are I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So what do those have in it? And I actually add another statement I'll talk about in a second. So I love you. You are expressing love. Love is one of the most powerful things on the planet. Seriously. When we have something we're not liking, we can express love to it. So like right now, I'm feeling a lot of tightness in my throat, and I can just say, I love this tightness. And just kind of love it for a minute and just feel it, and it's gone. Like I don't feel that tightness anymore. And we can do that with so many different things. Hello, computer. I love your little things that are coming up in the middle of my video. So I love you. That's the first statement. Actually, some people say it at the end. The order is not important. It's just that you include everything. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Those are both apologies. I've read the apology languages. There's 5 languages, just like their love languages, and it's written by the same guy. Actually, he collaborates with somebody, but Dr. Gary Chapman wrote the love languages books. He also wrote the 5 apology languages, and saying I'm sorry is one of them. Seeking and asking for forgiveness is another one of them, and then there's 3 more. So those are both a part of apologizing, and apologizing is really important because it says we recognize that we did something wrong, or that we have a role in this situation, and it's really powerful when you do that towards yourself. when you ask yourself and you say, I'm sorry to yourself, and you ask yourself for forgiveness, there's great power in that. So the phrase that I add with it, I'm going to talk about now before I go on to the last statement, and that says, I forgive you. So I say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I forgive you. Forgiveness is so powerful, I cannot leave it out of these phrases. It's something we need. It's incredibly important to go into a situation with feeling sorrow and regret for what you've done wrong. And it's incredibly powerful to go into that situation forgiving. So I forgive myself. I love myself. Those are things that we need to do. And so often it's like, well, how do you do it? And for me, I just find out one little thing I'm kind of struggling with about myself. And I just love that part of me, and I forgive that part of me. And then the last statement that I say is, thank you. Gratitude is one of the most important things that we could do. So to me, the three most important things, and I guess you kind of do need four, which would be covered in my version of Ho'oponopono. So I love you. You must have love. It's super important. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That is recognizing that you have done something wrong, and recognizing that is really important. Not that you necessarily did something wrong, but that you have a role in the situation. I forgive you. It's really important that we offer ourselves and everybody else forgiveness. And thank you. That we're saying thank you. Thank you for showing up in my life. Thank you for teaching me this. Thank you for being a part of my experience. Those are all super important. So when I was falling in love with myself, and it's a continual process, but I went from thinking I was ugly to being able to truly accept compliments and know that they were real. And I did that by taking different things. I would look at my physical features, and if there was something I didn't like about, I have a hard time because I'm only 5'1", and so I'm pretty short. And so I've had to love and forgive myself for that. I mean, it's not like I really have anything to forgive for myself, but all of the feelings and the things that came up about being short, I would have to love and forgive. And so I would either use the Ho'opono phrases on this, or I would say, I love this part of me, I forgive this part of me, I heal this part of me. I like to add healing. And thank you for this part of me. So it's important that we address all of those things. What is my role in my current situation? I'm pretty upset at myself for some circumstances in my life. And so I get to recognize how I created that, why that was part of my creation. And then I get to forgive that. I forgive myself for creating this. I love myself unconditionally, and thank you for this opportunity to grow. Thank you for this opportunity to forgive myself and to become a better person. And so those are the important key factors. So I would do that with physical features. I would do that with other traits. Like I was familiar with, it's kind of like the Myers and Briggs temperament thing, where that's where the letters come in, like introverted versus extroverted, intuition versus sensing, feeling versus thinking, and perceiving versus judging. I knew what my traits were, but I didn't necessarily like them. I kind of, even occasionally now, wish I was a different type, because if I was a different type, then maybe my YouTube channel would grow more, or some silly belief like that likes to sneak in. And so I would take these traits and I would just kind of play with them for a few days. What do they feel like? How do I feel about them? Why don't I like that trait about me? Why do I like that trait about me? Kind of listing all the things. And anything that came up that I didn't like, I would send this loving, healing, forgiving, gratitude energy to it. And then my attitude about it would shift. And then I was able to like that part of me. So to reach my goal, I had actually set out to love and appreciate certain aspects of myself, and then that's how I would know I reached my goal. And it was pretty hard because I was like, I still don't love myself, because I was trying to go for perfection, but I did have such tremendous results. And so I went from thinking I was ugly to knowing I'm beautiful. And I think this is something super important. We have no clue how incredibly impactful this is on the world. I saw it with my own children, a daughter that was questioning her beauty, and when I stepped into my own, that allowed her to step into her own too, because she experienced a woman raising her from the time she was 10 to nearly 16 now as a person who complimented her and shared with her that I accept compliments and things like that. And so she was able to go into these teen years with a completely different attitude, a completely different model than the typical one, where you see women degrading themselves and degrading others, putting other people down. She went into her teen years with a different modeling, and so therefore she has a different attitude as a teenager, and it's kind of hurts her heart when her friends do put themselves down, because she knows that they're beautiful and she just wants them to love themselves too. And so when you step into that kind of role for yourself, you're setting an example for everybody. We're raising the vibration of the world. So it's really important that we love and forgive ourselves. And these phrases are so powerful. Just saying them are so powerful. So you just pick something that you don't like about yourself, and then you just practice loving it, forgiving it. You can use Ho'oponopono. You can just say, I love you, I forgive you, thank you. You can just say those things, but as long as you're sending that love, the gratitude, that forgiveness, and recognizing your role in any situations, then you will be able to, you recognize your role and you forgive yourself for that, and recognize that you did the best you knew how in that moment. And that's something that's super important for us to remember, is we're doing the best we know how in this moment. So that's what I have to share with you guys today. Remember, you guys are so amazing. You are so beautiful. And you are so bright. I'm like, I don't even know what the word for what I want to say is. Like I see light, I see brightness, I see amazing gifts. And some of you are sharing that, and I'm so grateful for you to be sharing those messages of light and high vibration and love and forgiveness and gratitude. I appreciate your own messages in my life, and I hope to share important messages for you. Remember to let your light shine big, bright, live, and beautiful, and I'll see you guys next time.